This is the second video in our Surds topic, where for National 5 we are looking at the process of simplifying surds or writing them in a more concise and more exact way. So we are focusing on the second little rule that we looked upon there. We looked at surds which are going to be in this form, which is the square root of a fraction. Now, the square root of a fraction with numbers a divided by b, that can be simplified down to a second fraction with the square root of a on the top and the square root of b on the bottom. And in order to do this, if we look at this little explanation at the top, so to simplify surds in a fraction, which is the root of a over b, we need to simplify root a and root b individually, and then we would simplify our answer. So in order to do this at National 5, the first thing we're going to do is we are going to break apart this fraction. So we have the request here to simplify the square root of 4 over 9. So that is equal to square root of 4 over the square root of 9. And the process would be to simplify the square root of 4 and the square root of 9. And just to illustrate this in a simple way to begin with, I have picked square numbers. So the square root of 4 we know is 2, and the square root of 9 is 3. So the square root of 4/9 is equal to 2/3, or if I take 2/3 and square it, I would get 4/9. Okay, let's look at something a little bit less completely straightforward. So the next example I have here is the square root of 8 over 20. How I would tend to do this is I'm going to go off to the side. I'm going to use a slightly different colour pen here as well, and I'm going to simplify the square root of 8 and the square root of 20. Now the square root of 8, if I was to think about my square factors, well, that's root 4 times root 2. Square root of 4 is 2, so root 8 is equal to 2 root 2. And I'm going to simplify the square root of 20 in a similar kind of way. The square root of 20 is equal to the square root of 4 times by the square root of 5, which is equal to 2 root 5. Okay, so that's my little side working over here. I can now go ahead and answer the question itself. So the square root of 8 over 20, well, that is equal to the square root of 8 over the square root of 20. And I'm then going to start to simplify that down. Root 8 is equal to 2 root 2 divided by 2 root 5. These 2's I have here, well, they'll cancel out with each other to leave me with the square root of 2 over the square root of 5. So the square root of 8 over 20 is equal to root 2 over root 5. So we're now able to do the basic process of simplifying surds. In the next video, what we're going to look at is the process of adding and subtracting surds.